You want to like them, but you can't.
Are you listening?
What?
Are you listening?
Did you bring me on this show to insult me?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
Hey, y'all don't want it with us, man. You straight gangsters over here,
Straight
man.
gangsters. Yeah, good morning and welcome back. That's right, you are listening to Scout Team Radio. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning, Monday through Friday, right here on 12-Ounce Sports Radio. I am one of your gracious hosts. They call me Loudbeard.
You are the most egotistical, self-deluded person I have ever met.
Oh, whatever. And the man on the other microphone, he is a great American. He is a great patriot. And he loves to eat those foot-long hot dogs.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is your boy, Chris America, coming to you live this Tuesday. It is a Tuesday because it's July the 2nd, 2019. And Loudbeard, I got to say something.
Okay, go ahead and say
to the
something.
mic.
Gross. That's disgusting.
I can always tell that, and I'm going to take a guess here. I can always tell you had a late night, maybe slammed a couple of beers, because you come in sounding like a 55-year-old smoker.
No, I got one of those when you wake up in the back of your throat, you can feel it coming, like that
You get
soreness.
sick? Oh,
yeah, I got
even
that
worse.
going on this
Okay.
morning. Yeah. So no drinking last night.
All right.
I'm trying to pull this whole not drinking during the week and only have a few drinks on the weekend.
Of course.
Yeah, I think it's more civil that way. The weekday drinking, it's not good. You try to get up for
work day. It makes for
it
a
really
miserable
does.
work day.
It does. So I'm staying away from that. But yeah, I got the. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh no, I can feel it coming.
Yeah.
The nice thing is I'm off work on Thursday, so it'll be a rest day. The bad part about that is it's a great American holiday, 4th of July. There needs to be some sort of celebration going on. So God bless America.
Yeah, you're like coming in like, yeah, it's me, Loudbeard, coming to you
Yeah.
live on 12-Ounce Sports Radio.
I'm telling you, man.
I'm one of your gracious hosts.
Yeah, I was kind of like that.
So Loudbeard, remember how I led off the day with those two stories, the Florida woman and the guy from Kansas City robbing a bank to get away from his wife?
Sure.
Well, we were kind of quick because it was the last minute, and I forgot I had those stories locked and loaded. And I forgot to mention the fact that the guy who robbed the bank to get it away from his wife was actually sentenced to home confinement.
No, that
Yes.
stinks. That's terrible, man.
But the judge showed that guy.
Yeah,
The
there
judge
you
is like,
go.
oh, you want to use the court system to help you with your marital problems? To home confinement you go.
Yeah, he's like, let me see, what is the worst punishment I can give you for being
He's like,
such a jack?
I'm gonna reward you for your bad behavior if I send you
Yeah.
to prison.
Just go ahead and stay home.
Just stay home with your wife.
There you go. Nah.
What would you
that's-
do if your wife robbed a bank to get away from you? Like, that's extreme.
That is extreme, man. It doesn't surprise me, though. Marriage
Oh,
is
no,
tough.
no,
Marriage is
never
a tough
surprises
thing,
me
man.
when somebody does that.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. It's pretty normal. Robbing banks, getting away from marriages. Yeah, you know what you say at that point? You say, here you go. Here, I'm going to give you a warm, friendly handshake, and let's just walk away. Let's just walk away and say, you know what? This was not meant to be. If you're willing to go and rob a bank because you just want to get away from me that bad, you know what? I think we'll be okay.
I think
we'll
be all
figure
right.
this out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'll be okay without you. We'll find a way to make this work, but let's go ahead and walk our separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it takes. I mean, maybe move to a different country. I just don't rob any more banks, please.
I think, though, if I were to choose the criminal route to get away, I would just choose petty crimes, like maybe petty theft. Like walk out with like a cheap 30-inch TV at Walmart. Just try to walk out the door with it. And then when they arrest me, I just don't post bond. I'll just sit in jail until my trial. That'll give me at least like a 6-month break.
Yeah, I can see you like walking out of Walmart, and like you'd be like, "Hey, I'm walking out of Walmart
I'm
with this
walking
big
out of
giant
Walmart with
TV,
the TV.
and nobody pays any attention to you. You walk all the
The
way out
alarm-
to your car. You're like,
The alarm goes off.
"Oh, I wanted
The
to
alarm
get
goes off
caught."
when you walk by. Yeah.
Nobody even looks at you. You're like, now I got a new TV, and I didn't even get arrested. This
Right.
sucks.
This sucks. It's not even a good TV. If I would have known I would have gotten away with it, I would have selected a good TV.
Yeah. You got the tsunami. You're like, I don't even
Yeah.
know what a tsunami is. It's the worst name for a TV I've ever seen. It's imported.
Oh, good stuff.
Doesn't even work.
Well, Loudbeard, TMZ is putting out some clickbait on my boy Kareem Hunt.
Oh.
Did you see that story?
No. I try to stay away from TMZ, but every once in a while it does suck me in.
Well,
They're
we are
good
in
at that
one of those-
clickbait.
We both are in one of those sports groups from one of the local Orlando sports shows, and the host posted it and said, "Oh man, Kareem Hunt," and like he made it sound like it was going to be something bad, and you see that it's TMZ, and there's you can tell that there's going to be a video of him outside of a club, and there's cops around him. And you're like, "Oh, I got to check this out." Like, last time Kareem Hunt was filmed, he was trying to attack a woman. What's going on this time? And then I click it, and it's just a 5-second clip of him just like not really even yelling, just talking loudly. And he didn't really, I don't remember what he said, but it wasn't anything like bad. And then I read the story, and it was like, yeah, Kareem Hunt was in a minor argument, and then the police came over, and then nobody was arrested, no one was detained. We even like reached out to the Cleveland police, and they said they didn't even have like anything reported on it. So the cops didn't even call it in. But yet TMZ gets all this information, and they're going to run the story anyways.
Yeah, I can see him walking out of the club, and it's late. He's like, hey, Jimmy, where's my car
Yeah.
at? I can't find my car. Can you find my car? Do you know where my car is? I can't.
Right.
And then everybody's
that
like,
was-
oh, camera's out. Look, he's yelling.
Look,
Big
he's
fight
yelling.
over here.
Cops are coming over. Now, one person did report that he did shove somebody, but they weren't sure if they were goofing around or if it was serious. But that was only one witness who said they saw him shove somebody. So I was just like, and this is a bad story for a guy like Kareem Hunt, obviously.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Because
but I don't
this
think
is-
anybody's nobody's taking this serious, though.
I don't know. The host of that radio show did. He's the one that posted it and said, I got to look it up. But he said something like, oh, this is some serious trouble. Or oh, no, he said that Kareem Hunt is a mess. And I was like, what makes this a mess? This is like typical downtown Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah, this happens to everybody every night when they go out
Every
to
night.
the late night scene, you know? It's
If you want to say, if you wanted to say like, hey, Kareem Hunt, you should probably lay low and like spend your nights at home or leave the club at 11 o'clock. I could get that because you're right. Or like he's got the cameras on him now. You make that big mistake, and now we're looking to pick you apart more so than we would have had you never had the incident back last year.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think sometimes with the media, especially when you got TMZ involved, TMZ is looking for a story. They're digging. They're trying to find anything they can.
Yes.
And
I've tried
it's
watching that
terrible.
TMZ show a couple of times, and it's just a lot of that. It's just a
Yeah.
lot of, hey, we ran into Clint Eastwood at an ice cream parlor, and apparently he likes Rocky Road. And then they make a couple of stupid jokes about it, and then they move on to the next stupid story. I'm like, who watches this stuff?
Apparently you do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm checking it out. I'm like, okay, let me see what this TMZ thing's all about. And it's just a whole bunch of people sitting in an office pitching their dumb stories, and it's anything good. Because we're really just filming celebrities living regular lives, and regular life is boring.
Yeah, regular life is boring, Chris America. I do want to just chime in real quick. We do have our Twitter line open today. It's at Scout Team Radio, and we do have our tweets coming in hot and heavy. Thank you, Memphis Spence, out there for tweeting in at us. He says, so what's the worst thing that you've done temporarily to get away from your spouse? Well, Memphis Spence, I'm just going to answer it this way. It's probably not something I should be answering on the air. We'll leave it at that.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't really have anything good to say. Like, I don't have any funny or interesting stories that I've used to get away from my spouse. So I'm going to pretend like I did something cool and just say I didn't talk about it. But now I blew up my spot.
Yeah,
I already
you
blew up
you
my
definitely
spot.
did
Yeah.
blow up your spot.
Yep. But yeah, there you go. Take that, Memphis Spence.
Take that, Memphis Spence. The worst thing, I mean, I do what normal people do: go to a friend's house,
Yeah, go to a movie, just
go
cool
to a
down.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Spider-Man out today. The
Oh,
new
is it?
one. Yeah, I saw some little bit of traction on Twitter. I try not to pay too much attention to social media when movies like this come out because I don't want it to be like a spoiler alert or anything, or spoiler warning, spoiler, whatever. And I did see that a lot of people are hyping up the end credit scene. So apparently
Okay.
it's probably hyping the next phase of Marvel. I don't know if it's leading in with other groups that, Marvel's recently purchased Fox, which has X-Men and Fantastic Four and all that. I don't know if it's anything to do with that, but I hear it's mind-blowing is what a lot of the critics are saying, or a lot of the reviewers. So I'm interested to see what this is all about, but it's pretty interesting that the end credit scene's getting more hype than the actual movie itself.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Maybe they're both amazing, like Spider-Man.
Maybe. The Amazing Spider-Man. Well, Ladder, speaking of movies and speaking of crazy ways to get away from your spouse, one way to get away from your spouse, inspired by this movie I saw yesterday, is to join a secret government agency that erases your identity and you lose all contact with family members. And that, of course, is Men in Black. And I went and saw that last night with my son. And gonna say, not that bad. Hemsworth was still kind of Thorish, but not so much. But he just had just kind of that cocky humor about him, and they had to give the ladies the eye candy shirtless. He wasn't completely shirtless all the time, but they played up his muscular physique. And the chick that plays Valkyrie, can't remember her name.
Tessa Thompson.
She did better, huh? Jessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson.
Oh, Tessa Thompson. She did better than Chris Hemsworth did. I didn't see Valkyrie in her character at all. She owned her character. It was a decent character.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that entertainment. It's a movie I want to see. I know it's been a box office flop, but it is definitely something I want to get out there to go see. And as of right now, haven't quite made it out there, but
oh, I'm back.
Son of
Am
a
I back?
biscuit.
Yes, I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, you took a pause. I carried you.
I got cut out. I got cut out by saying
I hit the dump
I can't
button.
remember the other two. Yeah, I can't remember the other two movies, but this was the best one since the first one.
Okay.
It was good. They did
Yeah.
a solid job. The bad guys were really, really cool. They were a lot cooler than any of the other bad guys in the
previous ones. Yeah, it's one of those movies where it's probably not going to get watched by as many people as it should, because a lot of people are already maybe tired of the Men in Black thing. They're like, oh, I want something original. I've already been down this road. I want to see something new. They bring in new characters. They bring in new bad guys. They make it interesting, but nobody still goes to see it because it is a flop. Now that you're saying it's a good movie, Chris America, I am definitely going to have to get myself some tickets and go see this one. This summer's when the best movies come out. I know it's been kind of a quiet summer other than the big Endgame, but now we've got some other stuff going on here. We got Spider-Man, and now you're giving me good advice on Men in Black. So, yeah, that'll be my next venture. All right, Chris America, I know you're out there somewhere, probably having some mild internet issues, but that's okay because we carry on, and that's what we do, my wayward son. And I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to talk about this for a second. So the internet is now all of a sudden taking shape with this bottle cap challenge. This is one of the newest crazes here on the interweb. And Max Holloway is the first one to start this. It looks like he's got a bottle of vodka in a garage, and he takes it, he does a back kick, and knocks the cap off, spins it off. And since this bottle cap challenge, he has now challenged other people, and some big-time celebrities are getting in on this. One being Jason Statham. He did a very good bottle cap challenge. And the other one is our boy Conor McGregor, back in the news, and he does a flawless bottle cap challenge while holding a bottle of his whiskey. He is definitely branding this thing the right way and trying to get its name out there any way and every way he can. So he does it hashtag proper whiskey or at proper whiskey when he retweets this or puts it on Instagram, wherever he puts this thing. And Conor McGregor does a pretty sweet back kick while holding a bottle of whiskey. So bottle cap challenge. So Chris America, do you want to be challenged? Do you want to be the next contestant on the bottle cap challenge? I think I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Chris America do it. If he ever finds his way back to the world and gets back on his microphone where he belongs, we will find out if Chris America can handle the bottle cap challenge. I'm already going to say it. I'm out because I'm too fat and have drank too many beers in my lifetime to get to the point where I'm going to do a back kick and try to knock off a cap off a bottle. But I feel like Chris America, he's a little bit more in shape. He hits the gym. He's been practicing his planking. He's working on the world record for the most planks or longest plank. It was 4 hours and 20-something minutes, I believe, is what the world record is. He's working to break that world record. So if he's somebody that feels like he can break the world record with how many planks or how long he can plank, he is definitely somebody that can be the one that does the bottle cap challenge. So out of the group, out of us here at Scout Team Radio, I nominate Chris America to do the bottle cap challenge. Hopefully, we get a drunken Chris America on 4th of July with fireworks in the background, maybe some sort of dog wearing a American flag cape in the background. I'm trying to think of other things. Maybe a guy eating a hot dog in a hot dog eating contest in the background. We need like all of the world's most American things to do in the background as Chris America does the bottle cap challenge. And that's what I'm challenging him to today. Now, whether or not he accepts this challenge, that'll be a different story. But I would like to see that. We could get that up on all of our social media, which you can always hit us up at Scout Team Radio on Twitter. You can hit us up at Scout Team Radio on Instagram. And we are on Facebook. Just search Scout Team Radio. We are at all of those places. Hit us up. Get social. Make sure you do all of those things because it is definitely the best way to do it. All right, so I am talking about hitting us up on Twitter, and it looks like we have a hot tweet coming in. Mike Berlon, you see John Mayer do the bottle cap challenge? Wizardry. Yeah, I did see John Mayer do it. It was nice. He did. It was a very, very nice way of doing it, but I felt like he kicked the bottle a little bit, and then somebody was holding it. I don't know. It wasn't as clean, if I remember correctly. There's some of these bottle cap challenges where you could just tell that it's not as clean. I felt like Connor's was clean, Max Holloway's was clean. Of course, we're talking about high caliber MMA talent. Now, John Mayer, his was pretty good. It's pretty good, I got to say. But yes, bottle cap challenge going around. So, Mike Berlon, are you going to challenge Scott Kaiser, or is Scott Kaiser going to challenge you? I don't know if we can get a bottle cap challenge, not on this Thursday because it is 4th of July in Craft Brew Sports. Their show is not going to be on the air, but maybe that following one, we could get one of them. We also had a tweet in from Scott Kaiser. He said, I saw it last Wednesday. I'm sure when the Chris America sees it sometime next year, he will come to the conclusion that it's amazing, and no end credits doesn't set up phase 4. Oh, okay. All right. So Scott Kaiser giving us a little insight on Spider-Man Far From Home. Amazing is how I've heard it described in many different facets. I'm excited to see it. Chris America, he always likes to wait till about 18 weeks after a movie comes out. After that 18 weeks, he says, okay, now that it's been spoiled for me a dozen times at least, he can go see it and then tell us how wrong we were. So when Chris America does go and see the new Spider-Man, that is when we will get the opportunity to hear his take on it.
Here.
Are you sure you're there? Welcome back, Chris America. I'm glad to have you back. So I don't know if you heard this, but you have been challenged to the bottle cap challenge.
Is there an echo on your end?
No, there is not. Not on my end. Look at you. You got to get your equipment all hooked back up. So I'm challenging
I'm talking, and then 2 seconds later,
you're living in the wizarding world of Harry Potter right now.
Okay, this is weird.
Magic wands, echoes, owls. I don't know, trolls. Is trolls in
No,
Harry
I
Potter?
think you're not hearing me until like 2 or 3 seconds later either.
Huh. That's weird.
Because you're talking and talking and talking, and then my echo comes in, and then you stop talking like you're hearing me.
Here, okay, I hear you now. Well,
I know
I
you
can
do,
let you.
but it's like 5 seconds later.
Okay. Well, you can go ahead and talk. I'll try to restart my little end here. So why don't you carry it for just a minute, since I had to carry you for the last 5 minutes,
No, I think
and
it's me.
I'll see what I can do.
All right,
You think it's you?
I'll try to carry us. I don't know if you talked about this. Golden State Warriors retiring the number of Kevin Durant, which is really, really lame. I know that Scotty Kaiser probably hates it because I know he hates those things like myself. And Loudbeard, I think we've gone a little too far with these statues and these. God, I can't talk with with me echoing in my ear.
You got to turn one
Hopefully
of
you come
your
back soon,
turn the
Loudbeard.
volume down on one of those, man. So okay, I'm
I'm trying
gonna.
to talk.
It's killing you, isn't it? The echo. Why don't you work on that and see if you can figure out why the echo's coming in? I don't know why it's coming. I don't hear any echo on my end. I hear you perfectly. It's like clear as day. I shut down the studio, put it back up here. Everything seems to be good to go. So I think you're good, Chris America. I don't know what's going on. It's a weird world we live in. But I will say that Kevin Durant getting his jersey up in the rafters, and while Kevin Durant is still around, they're not going to have anybody take that number 35 of his. I mean, we have now gone over the deep end. This is tomfoolery. This is shenanigans. This is every descriptive word that I can use to describe something that is total horse hockey. And when you think about it, why would you do that? I mean, he only played on this team, 3 years? Was it 3 years that he was on this team?
3 years.
So, I mean, they did go to the NBA Finals for 3 years. They did win 2 NBA championships. Now, I guess my question for you, Chris America, is who is more deserving of having his jersey up in the rafters? Let's say, hypothetically, if Kawhi Leonard walks and goes to L.A. after one season with the Toronto Raptors, a team that's never been to the NBA Finals, a team that has never won an NBA championship, finally wins one. A lot of it's put on the credit of Kawhi Leonard and what he did for this squad. Would Kawhi Leonard be deserving of having his jersey hung in the rafters more so or less than Kevin Durant with the Golden State Warriors?
More so, because the Warriors won a championship without Durant. It's very possible they can win one without him again. Where I think if Kawhi walks, I'm not going to say forever because Toronto can build another roster and trade for another superstar like they did before. But without that, they're probably never winning another championship again.
Well, I don't know if saying it never again that's pretty.
Well, that's why I said
dark.
it would take them making the right trades to make it happen, or making the right draft picks. So their odds of it are harder than say for the Lakers or the Celtics or teams of that sort, where they just are able to sign players from free agency or have players want to meet up and build a super team there. Unless there's already an established superstar there, you're not going to see too many times where a players go to Toronto to build a super team there. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't happen for them. And they're like our Orlando Magic. It's not like they haven't had superstars. They've had them. They've had Vince Carter. They've had Chris Bosh. It's just they all leave because it's just a smaller market. It's just like Orlando. It's just like New Orleans. It's just like Memphis. We just can't sustain that kind of success for a long period of time unless we have a special player with a special team and a special coach.
All right. Well, on the Twitter line, Scott Kaiser, he's telling us. He says, numbers being retired while guys are still playing, one-day contracts. Us millennials are just bleeping up sports left and right. Shut it all down. Sports are canceled. What a joke.
Now, hold on. This isn't us millennials. This was done by the owner of the Golden State Warriors. And I'm not sure how old he is, but I guarantee you he's not a millennial. So this is on baby boomers or Gen X. I don't know where the owner of Golden State is, but that's on that generation, not ours.
But he's marketing to the population of millennials who likes this kind of
Maybe?
thing.
I guess. I don't know.
All
I
right.
don't
Well,
know that the people in the front rows of Golden State are millennials. I still think they're at the very youngest Gen Xers. Which would
Possibly.
put them around, 38 to 40 to 50. Like those are still the people who generate the most money in sports. Is that 35 to 55 range?
All right. I've got a couple of hot tweets coming in here. One is a question from Mike Berlon, and then we'll get to something that Memphis Spence has on our next topic. But Mike Berlon asks, it could be argued that if it weren't for Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving being hurt in 2015, the Warriors wouldn't have won anything until Kevin Durant got there. What do you think about that, Chris America?
I think that ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a happy 4th of July.
Thank you. That was very sweet and a nice way to put that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that too. I mean, that terrible Kevin Love injury and Kyrie Irving injury, I mean, this was all part of an elaborate plan for the Golden State Warriors to stay on top forever. Luckily, LeBron came back and avenged his team like he was an Avenger the following season. I guess you're right. You can't go back. It is what it is. It happened the way it happened. Just like some people would say that this year, I was reading an article where it said, oh, the Warriors would have won if they didn't have all these injuries. You can say that. You can say that, but it is part of the game. The injuries are part of it, and you don't know what will happen until they get out there and they actually put it on the court. So you put in these hypotheticals, and sometimes you go down a road you don't want to go down. So we're sticking with facts. We love the truth here.
Yeah. And they could have won the second championship without Kevin Durant if Draymond Green didn't get himself suspended.
That's a very good point. Kicking somebody in the ding-dong. That's what you got to do to get ahead in life.
LeBron James would only have 2 finals if the Spurs fouled Chris Bosh.
There we go. That's another one. I like this. I like where we're going. Now we're getting into this conspiracy theory. So we're going down a road that we don't want to go down, Chris.
Well,
I think we want to stay off of this
all
path.
Right. Memphis Spence is trying to steer us off this path.
He does. He's got a good one. He likes that Old Town Road.
The Tim Tebow of basketball. I don't know that that's true.
Yeah, now I'm going to say Jimmer Fredette is not the Tim Tebow of basketball. He's just not as big of a name. Like, people know who the Jimmer are. Those are the basketball people, right? But, like, your average, everyday people, they don't know who the Jimmer is.
Yeah,
they don't know the Jimmer.
Jimmer Fredette doesn't have spots on Good Morning America. He doesn't have his own lip sync battle show. He's not going around and, all over the SEC or all over whatever. I don't remember. Was he a Duke player, Jimmer Fredette? Who did Jimmer Fredette play for?
Oh, God. Now
I'm looking at his pictures, and it's all
I'm
his.
blanking.
Brigham Young.
Yeah, BYU.
Yeah, he's not going all over.
He's a good guy.
The independent scene, the Mountain West. Nobody knows where Brigham Young is anymore. I know they're independent in football. They're kind of like hanging in limbo, but he's not going around like Tim Tebow is on SEC Now or Nation or whatever it is where they do their Saturday morning pregame show. He's not doing any of that. He's just kind of doing his thing. He's not hitting home runs in minor league baseball. He did play for a team called the Sharks in basketball, which have killer jerseys. You should look up these jerseys, man. I kind of want one.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
Although if I owned a team named the Sharks, I would totally change it to Sharknado the second that movie came out.
There you go. You got this. But then you have to pay all those royalties to the Sci-Fi Network.
That's true. I'd be like, I'll give you 5 cents a jersey.
There you go. That's a good deal. I'd handshake on that. Handshake deal. Now, did Jimmer Fredette marry Miss Galaxy or anything like that to compare himself to Tim Tebow?
Nope.
No?
No.
I mean, I don't know if he's married. I don't know anything about him, really, personally.
So that
We just
sounds like
hang
one
out
of
on the
those tweets
weekends.
like, I'm just going to say things just to say things. That's where that tweet goes in. It was done by Mark Kisla. Don't even know who that is. Mark
Yeah,
Kisla,
you do.
who are you?
You know, Mark.
He's a Denver Post sports columnist. That explains a lot.
Yeah, Denver. You know what they do.
He's an avid skier. That's what they do.
They do love that skiing. Well, speaking of winter sports, like skiing, Chris America, yesterday was the first day of hockey free agency. Now, I know you're not big into these non-sport
Oh.
events with this free agency,
have-
and you're not big into hockey, but I feel like
But-
we need to talk about some hockey.
I do have some big free agency hockey news.
All right. On the flip side, after a quick commercial break, we will hear what Chris America, a.k.a. Chris Canada, feels about hockey. Hey, Kawhi, what are you laughing at, man? This isn't funny. Fantasy sports reimagined. FanDuel, that's what I'm talking about. It is more than just fantasy sports. It's the best way to watch the games, win real cash, and bring the action right to your living room. Just choose a contest, make your picks, watch, and win. And if you go to FanDuel.com/STR today, you can get a $5 deposit bonus. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/STR. Come on, man. This is not a laughing matter. If you've been listening to Scout Team Radio for a long time, you know that myself, Loudbeard, has placed a bet or two in his day. That's right, I've lost the beard bet, I lost the romper bet, but one place I don't like losing is when I bet money, and I can easily do that at MyBookie. That's right, you can go to mybookie.ag, use promo code 12OZSports, and get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Hey, guess what? That is a lot of money. Do it.
When I'm working hard, I build up a thirst for sports. That's when I grab a cold 12-ounce sports radio. "12-ounce sports radio. Quench your sports thirst."
Hi, everybody. Captain Lou here from the Captain Lou Extravaganza, coming to you live every Tuesday night on 12ouncesportsradio.com from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, it's a different name, but it's still the same great show. We're going to have guests every week live on the show, and we'll have your opinions as well as mine, and we'll see whose is better and obviously whose is right. That's every Tuesday night live, the Captain Lou Extravaganza from 8 until 10 p.m. Eastern Time on 12ouncesportsradio.com.
Hey, what's up there, listeners? This is your friendly neighborhood Wow. Loudbeard, and I'm Too here many to tell you commercials that there's today. two type of people in the world. Killing me. Well, welcome back. Thank you all for listening in. We appreciate it. Once again, we're Scout Team Radio. He's Chris America. I'm Loudbeer. We bring it to you hot and live each and every morning. We are on the 12-Ounce Sports Radio Network. We also simulcast on the Full Press Radio Network, and we are a part of the Barn Burner Podcast Network. Barn Burner is on over 113 platforms. You can find it anywhere that you find a podcast. Or if you just go to the basics, you go to the ordinaries like the Apple Podcast or the Spotify Podcast, you can always search Scout Team Radio. Or you could go to our website, scoutteamradio.com. We're everywhere. You just have to look. Just find us. Search us, Scout Team Radio. If you want to get interactive with us here on the show live each and every morning, make sure you hit us up on Twitter. Well, that's how we interact with our fans, our listeners, with everybody out there. Hit us up at Scout Team Radio. We will read your tweets on the air. We had some hot tweets coming in this morning. We had it from Scott Kaiser, Mike Berlon from Memphis Spence. We thank all of you for listening in and getting interactive with us this morning. But we have serious business to talk about. We have serious business. Chris America, talk that hockey.
Yes, Loudbeard, I told you I had some big hockey news. Now I just got to find it again. It was, hold on. It's here. Okay. Yes, here we go. Reported on Sportsnet and TSN, Panera Bread, his wife, she played a significant role in him choosing the Rangers over the Islanders or Manhattan over Long Island, Brooklyn. Do you think this happens often in sports where the wife plays a huge role in deciding, or do you think it depends on the wife and her career and everything else like that?
Yeah, I would say it plays a major role. Not all the time. I guess it depends on the athlete and where they're at in life, right? Because a lot of times these athletes, early 20s, maybe not married yet or maybe just married. The wife's just going along for the ride. But sometimes you have those situations where the wife also has a career or has a business or has a foundation. You know, a lot of times they'll do a foundation. So if you're married to an athlete that's making millions of dollars, one of the best ways to help with, it does help with tax implications, but it's good for the planet also to open up a foundation and donate money towards a good cause and help raise money and makes you feel good. So if you get involved with the community and you get carried away with what you're involved with and what you're passionate about, and then all of a sudden your husband's like, hey, I have a choice. I could go live in California now, and we've been living in New York for 10 years. And the wife is going to say, no, that doesn't work for me. And guess what? Yeah, he's not going. He's not going. He's going to stay where he's at. So, yeah, there's going to be an influence there. Anytime you make a big decision like that, you involve your family. You get your family involved. If you have kids that are going to school, you have to take that into consideration now. They can stay where they're at, and you can just move to the new city and just come and visit. But then it becomes a strain on the relationship. It possibly could become challenging because of all the travel, because there's a lot of travel anyway when you're an athlete, let alone having to do additional travel. So there is definitely some consideration that needs to be done there, and always a conversation with the wife. So, yes, this is a good story. So, Panera Bread, I appreciate you and being the real man that you are and taking that one and being a good part of being a family man. I like it.
Well, we have a hot tweet coming in from Jenny of Ohio. She says that his girlfriend is going to be real mad to hear about his wife. I don't think they're married. Listen, I'm just going by what this Twitter tweet says. Is that his wife? So does that make it worse that it's only a girlfriend that he's making contract decisions on? Or does it depend on the relationship? Like, you don't want to speak about it because you don't know the seriousness of their relationship.
Yeah,
take the high road or the low road here, Loudbeard?
Well, here I'm going to put this out there. I mean, this is more philosophical, and the listeners out there can take this for what it is. But you can have a serious girlfriend that you've been with for a long time that you're just as committed to as somebody in a marriage, and then you can be married and not be committed to your spouse as much as you should be, and maybe there is.
That's
sometimes
true.
It's all about the bond, not just the title. So
You're right.
Just the fact that it's a title of a girlfriend doesn't mean that he doesn't love her and doesn't care about what her feelings are. And maybe, just maybe, he has a wife and 5 girlfriends. Just maybe, okay? Put that out there. I don't know. It's not a rumor. It's nothing. It's just me just hypothetically getting into that space.
Well, when I tweeted this out yesterday, Janie of Ohio did respond to me and say, so you're saying that modeling opportunities in Columbus aren't as good as New York? Loudbeard, break that down. Break down the modeling scene in Columbus and the modeling scene in New York.
Okay, so is Jenny of the Ohio, is she living out in the Columbus area?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Is it what? Oh, is it just because the Columbus Blue Jackets? Is this where the Columbus part comes
Well, yeah,
from?
that's where he plays. Yeah, that's where
I'm
Panera
trying to
Bread
put
plays.
So that's
I don't
where he
think where
plays.
Jenny of Ohio really matters as to where.
So she's talking about the modeling scene from the Columbus
so I guess
area to New York.
I guess the girlfriend of Panera Bread is a model. Is what it sounds like.
Yes. Okay. So now I'm putting it together. Yes, the girlfriend's like, yeah, there's no modeling gigs here in Columbus, and I'm going to put you in a quick scenario, Chris America. I didn't necessarily live in the Columbus area, but my parents lived there for 3 years, and I did go up and visit quite frequently. It's a beautiful area. The modeling scene there is very, very non-existent, though. This is the problem. But up in New York, they do have a little bit of modeling opportunity.
There's a little bit of a presence there, right?
There's just a little bit of modeling opportunity. So, if the girlfriend's like, I want to be more into this modeling gig, and I'm tired of flying to New York because there ain't jack here in Columbus, then you know what you do? You go ahead and you make the move. He's getting paid no matter what.
Yeah.
He's going to be the Rangers. They're excited. They get their big time guy. It's like the Knicks getting a free agent. That always happens, right?
Always. Maybe they need to go after basketball players with model wives or girlfriends.
There we go. That should be the hook. That could be the hook. Now we figured it out. James Dolan, I'm going to send you a text after the show and let you know what you got to do to get these free agents in the future.
And then we want 10% of that contract.
I'll take 2%.
Okay.
Look at that.
I'm good with 2%.
Still money.
Well, that was all of my hockey talk. Did you have more that you had planned?
Yeah, there's a lot of NHL deals going on there, and I got to get serious for a second, Chris America.
Okay.
I'm gonna get serious for you. So, Bobrovsky, yep, he goes to the Panthers, right?
Bro.
Yeah, bro. He's got to replace Roberto Luongo as the new goalie for the Florida Panthers after Luongo retires. So Bobrovsky is going to be the guy for the Florida Panthers. Hockey talk there for you. Matt Duchene.
The Florida Panthers, they're down in South Florida near Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just me, or does Luongo not sound like a drug kingpin in Miami? Like, I feel like if I'm watching Miami Vice, the main bad guy that they're trying to take down is the Luongo family.
Okay, Chris America. I'm getting nervous for your life because you're blowing up Luongo's spot on the radio. The family always hears, man. They have ears everywhere. You don't talk about it. There's just some things in life you don't. Okay, moving on. Matt Duchene. He signs with the Nashville Predators. The douche. We call him the Duke. So they had to get rid of PK Subban to make room for this guy. He is going to be the center for the Nashville Predators. There we go. Big news, Chris America. One more big news story for you. The New York Islanders, maybe he's got a wife or girlfriend or several girlfriends that are models. Anders Lee, the captain, re-signs with the New York Islanders, sticking around on a 7-year deal. There we go. Hockey Talk brought to you by Scout Team Radio. Boom. Nailed it.
Nailed it. Crushed it. Hit it out of the park.
That was the best hockey talk we ever had, Chris America.
We hit it in the 5-hole, Loudbeard.
Dang, that's hard. You're
savage. Loudbeard, it's time to get American again. I got a movie clip to help us celebrate the week of July 4th here, Independence Day. We did not mention this, though, yesterday, Loudbeard. Yesterday was Canada Day. So happy Canada Day. Sorry it's late. I didn't realize it until after all of my Canadian friends on Facebook were Facebooking about it. So sorry I missed that, but it is American Day coming up here on July 4th. And I have one of the most July 4th-iest American scenes ever, and it's from one of my favorite movies of all time, and that is Joe Dirt.
Then I got a brainstorm. Hire an Indian tracker to help me, man. That's a great idea. They can find anything. It's like in the movies. So I headed for a reservation.
You want me to put my ear to the ground, listen for hoofbeats, check for footprints, look for broken twigs? But this is the modern age. That stuff doesn't work anymore, which is why I had to open this fireworks stand. I wasn't getting by on my tracking wages.
Come on, you're supposed to be good at tracking stuff, man. I gotta find my parents.
And I've got to figure out a way to sell more fireworks. I'm going broke with this venture also.
Well, I see you got them snakes and sparklers, but where's good stuff, man?
Good stuff. This is the good stuff. Snakes and sparklers.
Are you nuts, dude? You need stuff to explode. Go boom.
Why is that
good? You might as well ask, why is the tree good? Why is the sunset good? Why are boobs good? Man, firecrackers. You stick them in mailboxes, you drop them in toilets, you shove them up bullfrogs' ass.
I would never do that, because I'm going to be a veterinarian.
Well, there you go. Someone shoves an M80 up a bullfrog's butt, blows him to pieces. He comes back to you to fix it. You win twice, brother. It's good biz. So you're going to tell me that you don't have no black cats, no Roman candles, or screaming Mimis?
No.
Oh, come on, man. You don't got no Ladyfingers, Buzz Buttles, Snicker Bombs, Church Burners, Finger Blasters, Gut Busters, Zippity Doodads, or Crap Flappers?
No, I don't.
You're gonna stand there, owning a fireworks stand, and tell me you don't have no whistling bungholes, no spleen splitters, whisker biscuits, honky lighters, hoosker do's, hoosker don'ts, cherry bombs, nipsy daisers, with or without the scooter stick, or one single whistling kitty chaser?
No. Because snakes and sparklers are the only ones I like.
Well, that might be your problem. It's not what you like, it's the consumer.
Are you gonna?
Oh, Loudbeard. One of my favorite scenes of all time. And it's just so American because that's what you do on July 4th, Loudbeard, is you go down to a fireworks stand and you give the kids the snakes and sparklers. But you got to get all those things that go boom.
That is such a great scene. Joe
Yes.
Dirt. Joe Dirte.
Joe
French.
Dirte.
Ah, I love that, Chris America. You know what else is American?
What's that?
Bachelorette.
Oh, you got another report for us, huh?
Yeah, I do. I do have the Bachelorette update brought to you by Loudbeard. We've got Hannah. Last night, Alabama Hannah, she puts her parents on blast on national television. I don't know what her parents thought about this, but this was not cool, man. She goes up and she is talking trash about her parents on national television, and she says, I don't want a relationship like my parents. Ooh. God, saying it out there on national television. So one of the big stories from last night's Bachelorette is how Hannah had trashed her parents. I don't know how this is going to sit, but Alabama Hannah better not think she's going to move back home because it may never happen again.
Are
that
her
door
parents
has
still together?
closed. Yeah.
I feel like this has to be something that her parents already know. I don't know that you spilled that on national television. I mean, unless she was drunk. Was she drunk at the time?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Chris America, that you're going to peer behind the curtain here. I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I didn't watch it. Yeah, no. I'm going to tell you I did so that it sounds good for radio, but in the real world, no, I can't take myself to watch that show. I tried. It's very difficult. Now, my daughter watches it, and she was laughing her tail off the entire time.
Yeah.
And I usually get my updates on Twitter the next morning, so I pretend like I watched it,
Gotcha.
and then I sound
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, but you blew up my spot again. Come on, man.
Huh, Loudbeard. Colin Kaepernick. Sorry about that, bud.
That's okay.
Colin Kaepernick is trending on Twitter, and I don't know why, so I'm going to click it.
Yeah, so there's
Oh,
these
he's got
flag
new
shoes for Nike.
sneakers. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no. So he said he doesn't like the fact that Nike did the Betty Ross. What is it? The 13-star flag, the
original flag. Yep.
So Nike did a shoe with the original flag, and he said that it's too close to the history of America with slavery, and that he doesn't think that that is a good shoe for Nike to be putting out. So Nike is actually pulling them off the shelves and not selling them for 4th of July. I think that was kind of the take of that story, and that is why Colin Kaepernick's trending, because his name's involved with it. I'm sure on Twitter, people are for both sides are saying different things about him, and the story itself is getting out there. So that's what I saw in that story. It's just definitely not a path I want to travel down this morning. So you can talk about it if you want.
Not a rabbit hole you want to go down then. There's another trending. Kawhi to LA. Is that a thing?
Yeah, so the hype machine is getting ready. LA, just like the Knicks, they have this huge hype machine where fans want Kawhi to go to LA so bad. There's even stories out there where Magic Johnson talked to Kawhi's uncle. So it's getting serious if uncle gets involved, right? Magic Johnson reaching out to the uncle, but it's not tampering because Magic Johnson no longer works for LA. So now it's cool.
Well,
he can go ahead and do that.
I like how he's still working for the Lakers but not receiving a paycheck anymore.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But yeah, I mean,
the
hype's there. But
my favorite tweets are the ones that say, "I will buy everyone who retweets this a Kawhi jersey if he signs with the Lakers. Screenshot if you'd like." How many people do you think actually go through with that? And I'll ask Memphis Spence this, since he's all into the legal side of things. Does that constitute a contract? I think it should. I think you should be legally bound to stick to what you tweet on Twitter?
Yeah, I think so too. I definitely think so. Now, is he our legal guardian now? Anything we say is legit, and anything we do on Twitter is legit. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And I apologize to all the Americans out there. I'm sure I'm going to get some heat for this, but I said Betty Ross. I meant Betsy Ross. I was thinking about that. I'm like, what did
I didn't even catch it.
Yeah, I definitely did. I was thinking more about the story. I'm like, I read this story. What's going on with the story? And then I was like, I said it, and I was like, that didn't sound right. What am I doing? God bless you, America, but history was not my strong suit. I will be the first to admit that. Yeah, so there you go. You know what, Chris America, I just got to do it, man. This is...
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
I'm an idiot sandwich.
What happened with the Betty Ross thing?
Yeah, I'm beating myself up over this. God bless America.
It's a Freudian slip.
It really was. It really was.
I think she gets too much publicity. I mean, like, yeah, it's cool you designed the flag, but that's really all you did.
Yeah.
And somebody else could have done that.
Well, it's a good point. Good point. Wimbledon, this is real American sport, right? Tennis, a lot of Americans out there. Wimbledon is back in business, started yesterday. Lots of upsets, Chris America, but there's one set upset that I want to focus on. And you may remember this. I talked about a Florida woman story, and I tried to make it a positive, upbeat story, and it just fell flat because we like
Nobody
Florida
wants
women to be
positivity.
trashy. Yeah, we don't want this to be good. But our own Florida woman, Corey Golf, she is 15 years old. She was the first to qualify for Wimbledon, or the youngest to qualify for Wimbledon. And first round, she gets Venus Williams in Wimbledon and upsets Venus Williams. So 15-year-old beat Venus Williams out at Wimbledon, and she lives in Florida. And I'm proud of her. I'm very, very proud of her. Yeah. So that's the story.
I think unfortunately we're on the very or close to the bottom of the downswing for the Williams sisters.
Yeah,
they're not getting
I
any
agree.
younger. We're hearing this more and more that I don't even know if you can say they're getting upset anymore. It's just, look, what is she, 36, 37? Going against
I
a
guess so.
15-year-old. I mean, I'm 35, and I know that a 15-year-old has way more energy inside their bodies than I do. And so while I might be able to out-skill them, I'm not going to be able to out-muscle them or out-perform them as far as, like, the agility and the cardio-wise goes and the stamina. They're just always going to naturally have it more than I do, no matter how much I train or anything else like that. So we're going to start seeing this more and more where these younger kids are beating the older players.
Yeah, I'd be out there after, like, the first set. I'd be like, all right, old man timeout, old man timeout. And they're like, whoa, there's no timeouts. No, I need an old man timeout. Give me about 35 minutes. I need to go in the air conditioning. Let me cool off. I'll come back for the second set. No, that's not how this works. Venus Williams needed an old woman timeout. She didn't get it, so she gets beaten straight sets, just obliterated by a 15-year-old. That's America for you.
It's just when you're 36, 37, and you're playing a 15-year-old, they're just, if they're an athlete just like you, they're going to be faster, they're going to be stronger, they're going to have more stamina. It's just the way the world works. It's just science.
Yep. Last 2 minutes here, Chris America. I have one question for you. So Roger Goodell is meeting with Ezekiel Elliott today, and they're going to discuss the incident back in Vegas that Elliott had. I don't know if you remember that said incident. I think he was getting in an argument with his girlfriend, and then like
a concert or something.
Yeah, at a concert, it became kind of a thing. So he never got charged with anything. Do you think that Roger Goodell will hand out any sort of fine or suspension for that behavior with Ezekiel Elliott at this meeting today?
Honestly, I kind of feel like they should have just let it go. Because until you mentioned it, and I'm sure until you saw the story, you probably forgot about that thing.
Yeah, I really did.
Like if
I really did.
If the football season started and nothing happened to Ezekiel Elliott because of that incident in Vegas, you would have never thought twice about it. I know I wouldn't have. I would have just been like, okay. Because it wasn't that big of an incident for it to be made into a big deal. Now, I get why they're doing it. He's got the history and everything, so it is what it is. Maybe a fine. I don't know if they'll hand out a suspension. I think the NFLPA will be up in arms, and I just don't think it's worth that battle for the NFL right now.
All right. Do you think he gets a warning, like one of those? Hey, I was going 12 over the speed limit. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a warning, so I don't have to do all the paperwork.
Right.
But here you go. Don't ever do it again. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
And then Goodell comes out and says, "We came to a great understanding. He's a good guy." Blah blah blah. Before we head out the door, Memphis Spence says, "It depends on intent, on the contractual obligations of tweets."
Wow, just like a good lawyer, never really definitive, always about it depends.
Vagueness.
That's how you win a good argument.
Yeah.
Great show, Chris America. God bless you.
Yes. One more show this week, and then we're off. 4-day weekend.
No, Thursday there could be a special treat for some of our listeners.
I forgot about that.
So stay tuned Thursday morning. We've got something special up our sleeves for all of those listeners out there. Thursday will be a show on air. Listen up. Stay tuned.